All right, Rich Van Tassel back with you. Today is January 5th, 2016, with your weekly NBA report. Of course, we're going to start in the Eastern Conference. And still at the top of the Cleveland Cavaliers, they've now won four straight games. They have their differential up to 5.8 in the plus side. Kyrie Irving, since his return, only 15 points per game, 4.2 assists, 40% field goals. I expect those numbers to improve, obviously. And the team is now on a four-game winning streak, as we just said, and playing well in the integration process where we said they might struggle. They did a little bit at first, but now it appears they're at least integrating him back, and they're winning games. So once his play starts to pick up, this team will look really dangerous heading into this or going through the rest of this new year as we head towards the playoffs. Chicago, they continue to be Jekyll and Hyde. They're on a four-game win streak now, up to second in the conference, still 3 games out. But they've been all over the place this year. They've, won four, lost a couple, win a couple, lose a couple. So it's continuing with the Chicago Bulls. Let's see what happens after this winning streak ends, how long they can keep the winning streak going. But once it does end, whether they skid a bit or they're able to, respond and then win a few more games in a row and just keep from having those, 3, 4 game losing streaks after they win a few in a row. Miami has won three straight. They're hanging in there. They've been a very surprising team, despite Goran Dragic not really playing that well. Atlanta, they're starting to look a little Jekyll and Hyde as well. They've lost one. They're 3.5 out now at top at 21 and 14. And Toronto as well. The team that I was saying was the most consistent last week, they've lost two straight. But you do already have five teams with 20 plus wins. The teams 6 through 8, which are the remaining playoff teams, all have 19 wins. And even the number 9 team, the Orlando Magic, has 19 wins as well. And that's only between 1 and 9, a 5.5 game difference. So again, the Eastern Conference stays very competitive. Charlotte has lost four straight. They've really tumbled a bit. They're down to 500, still on the plus side in the differential. Washington is looking to climb up the rankings. The Boston Celtics, they have lost to the Lakers and the Brooklyn Nets, so two bad losses for them. Philadelphia is now up to 4 and 33, so they are actually starting to be professional. And maybe they just feel that they can't get any worse and they're already going to get the best chance of winning the number one pick. I don't know. It's a real shame. You could lose every single game in the season and you still only have a 25% chance of getting the top overall pick, which may or may not turn out to be a great player. It's really a shame what they do in the NBA with this tanking nonsense. But Knicks playing 500 over the last 10, still trying to hang in there. We'll see if they can rally, maybe even possibly get to the playoffs this year. Milwaukee continues to struggle. That was a team that I expected more out of. They're almost -6 in their differential. I mean, they're only 14 and 22, which isn't god awful, but the Nets are -6.1 to the Milwaukee's -5.9. So Milwaukee is either getting beat bad or um, they're beating up on bad teams. Either one of the two. They're a team that did beat Golden State. Granted, Golden State was on the second night of a back-to-back, but it's very interesting to see, how Milwaukee is just all over the map like that. You figure with the addition of Greg Monroe, they would have improved. All right, heading out west. Obviously, you still have Golden State up top. They had lost their second game without Steph Curry. He's battling injuries. They're on now a 3 game win streak. They're 32 and 2. San Antonio trying to keep pace. Both those teams are undefeated at home. Golden State 17-0, San Antonio 20-0. San Antonio's 30-6, still blistering 9-1 in their last 10. Los Angeles Clippers looks like they've started to figure it out. They have won 6 straight games, 7-3 in their last 10, up to 22-13 overall, which is still 10.5 games though behind the Golden State Warriors, who are playing well. Let's see if Golden State has finally figured it out and will look to make an ascension up the Western Conference. Oklahoma City still pretty much locked into that third seed as they've been for most of the past couple weeks now. They're 24-11, 7-3 in the last 10, have lost their last game. The Memphis Grizzlies are now up to 2 games above 500. They were able to beat the Portland Trailblazers last night, still in the minus in their differential at -2.6. But it looks like this team may start to figure it out. Again, you know, didn't think Memphis's demise was just about now. I still don't think so. I think this team will rally and be a dangerous out in the playoffs. And look for them to start striving the rest of the way, possibly get to, 45, 48 wins in that department and really be a dangerous team. They got off to a slow start, but this team is very veteran savvy and they know what they need to do. Houston, right when I thought they had it together, they lost a couple in a row. They got a win last night over Utah. Those two teams are 7th and 8th in the Western Conference playoffs, both under 500. Utah is only minus 2/10 of a point their differential. Houston almost 2 points in their differential. So really a shame what's happening with the Rockets. Even though Ty Lawson has not lived up to expectations, which is why I picked them to win the championship, this is still a team that didn't have Ty Lawson or Patrick Beverley for most of the season last year that went to the conference finals. So I don't know what it is. I think it was a bit hasty to fire Kevin McHale, and they're reaping what they sow in that regard. Sacramento, my surprise playoff team, they are now 1.5 games out of the final spot. They're in the 9th spot at 14-20. Again, the West is resembling the East of previous years. They're on a 2-game winning streak. Portland trying to hang in there. Denver Nuggets, though, are the 11th seed. So after Sacramento and Portland, two teams that have an outside shot at the playoffs, still well under 500, but you really drop off when it gets down to Denver because they're on a 6-game losing streak. Minnesota is crashing back to earth. Phoenix, who knows what's going on with them? They're on a 9-game losing streak. And of course, the Lakers, who have won 3 straight, playing a bit better, but still a lot of ground to make up before they're going to be serious contenders the rest of the way. All right, our power rankings. Obviously, we got to start number 1 with the Golden State Warriors yet again. Number 2, I'm going to give it to the Cleveland Cavaliers on their 4-game winning streak now with Kyrie Irving back. I think they're going to really start to make a run here and look for it right now. Number 3, the San Antonio Spurs. Obviously, there could be some disagreement here. A lot of people might have them number 2 or even number 1. They're on a 5-game winning streak. Certainly, they're cruising along and doing exactly what you would have expected the San Antonio Spurs to do this year. When I predicted it in the preseason, I figured they might take a few games off. But now that they have LaMarcus Aldridge, they're still a dangerous team, even when guys like Tim Duncan are getting their rest. Number 4 then would have to be the Los Angeles Clippers. Obviously, 6-game winning streak, and they could even be up to number 2. It's really nip and tuck between 2 and 4 there. And even 5, who am I going to put there? Well, it's going to be the Chicago Bulls because they've won 4 straight. Again, we've discussed how inconsistent Jekyll and Hyde they've been all year. We'll see how long they can keep this winning streak going and what will happen when they finally lose the game. But it's going to be very interesting with the Chicago Bulls if they can finally gain some traction and really start to play much more consistent basketball and be a more dangerous team. Certainly there's talent on this team to really make some noise there, especially in the Eastern Conference, which is very competitive. All right, so that's your weekly NBA report for Tuesday, January 15th, 2016. Be sure to stay tuned for any other videos the rest of the week, as well as the radio show coming up this Friday, 3 to 4 Eastern Standard Time. Thank you all so much, and we'll see you soon.